Hello and welcome to Give and Take, the virtues in life. And today's topic is the power of music. And we have a wonderful guest who will introduce himself and tell us all about the wonderful things that he's doing in his life for self and others. So welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Look at the excitement.
I know I'm happy.
Good. So you want to tell us your name and what you do?
My name is Keyonne Brooks, and I am the founder of Power of Positive Music Movement, a nonprofit here in Los Angeles, California.
Lovely. And so we've spoken a little bit in the past, and you've shared the amazing things that's happened, and you shared how you got into it. So do you want to start about that, how you created this wonderful organization?
Sure. Well, I was born and raised in Tylertown, Mississippi. I was born in Macomb, Mississippi, raised in Tylertown. I went to Tylertown High School, but throughout all that time, I was actually involved with music in a few ways. My uncle was a popular DJ, so that always had me around music when they were doing shows and stuff like that with the radio station that he worked with in his own shows. And then I was also in band. But that was my prior background in music. The thing that really made me start studying music was when I heard this voice when I had to be around the age of 9 or 10, and that was Whitney Houston's voice for the first time. And when I heard it once, I was hooked. Everything became about Whitney. Every album, every movie, I had to know more about this woman. And you know, the first thing that attracted me to her was her voice. But the thing that as I started to mature, that really captivated me was the fact that she chose to do music about positivity and love. And that's what I took to as someone growing up. And I continued to be an avid Whitney supporter. Anybody that knew me knew Whitney. So how much I was very much so into her. And then I actually took a leap of faith and I reached out to her company and basically spilled my guts and told them how she impacted me and why I was such a supporter of hers. And to my surprise, and I think they'll see later, you know, she called me back and I began a relationship with them. And I say all that to say that because of my relationship with Whitney Houston's company and her close friends and her associates, I had a step in the door with the music industry. So I actually I was a budding manager. So I started managing artists and had success overseas and here in the United States. After all that, Whitney Houston died, and her death had such a profound effect on me that between that and a few other things that were going on in my life, I went through deep depression. And through that depression, I was introduced to music therapy. And with music therapy, I was like, I already know the impact that music has had on my life, but now I'm finding out about all this therapeutic stuff. And throughout that whole process, I remember being in a state of prayer. And I'll never forget, Power of Positive Music Movement come from it was a divine message to me.
Lovely.
And from there, here we are. We have Power of Positive Music Movement. Took all the steps that it took to make it a 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit, and now we have Power of Positive Music Movement.
And so talk a little bit about how Whitney Houston's group of people, how they embraced you, and they moved you across the country, right, to be there and do this amazing organization.
Absolutely. Actually, I got close to Patty Howard, who was one of Whitney Houston's close friends and longest background singer, did more shows than any other singer besides Gary, probably, which was Whitney's brother. And we hit it off. She loved my passion and determination for this industry and understanding that we didn't want to promote music with a bad message. So that was something that she and I really saw eye to eye on. We understood the magnitude of music and how it could impact society and families and things of that nature. So she actually was the driving force to moving me to Los Angeles because I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do with my life after Whitney passed away.
That was great that they continued the relationship even though, you know,
Absolutely.
Whitney Houston had passed on, and you were able to create this and do amazing things with this power of positive music. And it's a great name, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
Yes, a
you.
great name.
Well, thank God.
And you have a part in it also. You allowed it to happen, right?
Amen.
So what is your inspiration talking about God? What inspires you?
Touching people's lives.
Okay.
You know, I'm not where I am by myself. I
Mm-hmm.
had people that, you know, and back to the whole Whitney situation, you know, they could have reached back out to me and just said, hey, here's a gift from Whitney. Please leave us alone.
Exactly.
That was not their response. You know, they allowed me to call over and over and over and, you know, never just disregarded my love for Whitney or who I, just because of my age, never just threw me away. They always embraced me. And, you know, I know I have had an experience that is very rare because with most of the larger organizations, once you know, they show you a little love, but it's time to keep it moving. You know, they have other things going on. They didn't
Right.
do me like that. So, you
Good.
know, I know I've had a unique experience that to where they also shared contacts with me, things that they did not have to do, you know,
Right.
to really
That's
prepare
excellent.
my career.
It's
They
nice
helped
to
me
hear.
find out.
Yeah, it's nice to hear these stories because a lot of the time people get hurt by their love and connection with these celebrities. And they do so many things and then to be sort of like disregarded. So it's nice to hear this story about Whitney Houston's group of people, how they embraced you and how they moved you along to create this organization. So it's nice. It's wonderful. It's actually inspiring for others that whatever their dream
That's
is,
the
yes.
goal.
Yes.
That is the goal.
Right.
To let the young folks know, reach out. There are people out there, there'll be some that will, you know, push you to the side, but there are some really great people out there that will help you find yourself, you know, and
Yes.
find what it is that you would like to do with your life. And because they've had such a profound impact on you, they understand
Absolutely.
that you know, that they could really touch you to the core, and what they say or how they react could ultimately, in some ways, change your path or, you know,
Right.
your direction.
Because I'm sure, did you dream that you'd be doing something like this, Keyonne?
Never, not like this. I mean, I have this with me all the time, and this is what Whitney gave me.
Oh,
This
thank
is
you for
her
showing
artwork.
that. Yes.
And, you know, that's my token of like, that's my inspiration. Sometimes I look at that, I was like, that little boy did that. And, you know,
Aw.
he still has that connection with her people, even still to this day. You know, I still am able to reach out to them. I mean, they're fantastic people. You know?
Excellent, excellent. So let's talk about an event you recently done and share the details of that. We'll look at that flyer now to see the details of that event, and then we'll discuss it. And there it is. What was the name of the event?
Positive Vibes in the Park.
Nice, great. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, I have to give a shout out to Los Angeles Parks and Rec because they heard of the concept and was just blown away. Miss
Oh.
Nicole is the person that handles the permits for them, and she was like, "Oh, we need this. This city needs this, and we would like to put it on a larger scale." She even upgraded us to the larger park, to, you know, to ensure that we had the space that we needed and to also help us get some notoriety about what we're trying to do with Positive Vibes in the Park. And a little bit about the event, we had our sponsors who were Piano Play Music, Zelly, Zevia, and the Encino Academy of Music and Art.
Okay.
They were the ones that come together with Power Positive Music Movement and created this event. And this event entailed, we had some young student performers like David Mudd. We had some speakers like the CEO of Encino Academy of Music and Art, Dr. Julia. And we also had all type of young performers. We had drum circle. We had a inflatable there for the kids, kid games. We had all type of things that.
Excellent.
And then, but the most important piece that we had was only positive music.
Excellent.
So you can still have a good time without all that negativity in the music and all that.
Yeah.
Nothing but positive music, and
There you
that was our
go.
main.
And so how many people attended the event?
We had accommodations up for about 300 and some people.
Excellent. So that's
Yeah.
wonderful. And yeah, so that's fantastic. So will this be a yearly thing?
Positive Vibes in the Park may turn into more than just a yearly thing. From this one event, we've already had people talking about taking it to Europe, taking it to South Africa.
Whoa,
So
lovely.
We're working out some details right now. It may be much bigger than what I could have ever thought of. And
Excellent.
Mr. Joseph Duncan, I have to give him a shout out, was one of the people that planted that seed. He was like, you know what, Keyonne, I feel like you need to do something before you actually do the Power of Positive Music Movement Festival and raise some awareness with what you're doing with this organization. So he planted that seed and helped encourage me on the way and bring in some people, and we made it happen. And now people are like, wow, that's a fantastic concept. I think we need that in a little more places than just in LA.
Oh yeah, so no, get ready. You're going for a ride, Keyonne.
I see.
With that seatbelt on.
I see.
At this time, I'd like to talk about, we'll show the video of the LA music launch. Is that correct?
Okay.
Am I saying that right?
Yes,
so we'll look at that video right now. Thank you.
I still remember the time when I was in church all day, and I wonder what all my friends used to think about me. I still remember the time when Sunday school seemed like it lasted so very long. If I knew then what I know now, I would have stayed all day. Come take me back where I come from again. So good to know that revelation is here. And I'm so glad this revelation is here. I'm so glad this revelation is here.
Thank you, Lord. So here you see, coming to the stage and on the stage, is the face of Power of Positive Music Movement, as well as yourself for supporting.
Where kids can actually learn how to read music, how to write music, you know, and just challenge our talented songwriters and composers and just everyone to help bring our world together in a message that is positive. And that's what the Power of Positive Music Movement is really about. So
Wonderful. Well, what I like...
It makes me smile.
Yeah, it makes me smile. I wanted to get up and dance, so that's okay. What I liked how you involved everybody. You said it's also you. And so that's unique. It's, Keyonne, you've put it beyond yourself. You're saying it's not just about me. It's not about the 4 people who are standing on the stage, but it's about all of you. And that's exactly what it is. We have to give everybody the light and love of being a part of whatever it is. And so you did that. You said, hey, this is also yours.
They make it successful.
Exactly.
If they don't show up, then what are we doing?
What are we doing? We're just doing for the self. We're not doing for the purpose of what we set out to do. So
It's
that was
such a
right.
lot.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the people who are in the video?
Sure, I would love to. Actually, all of those performers, except 2, are a part of, were a part of Andre Crouch's band.
Okay.
3 of them still work at Andre Crouch's church. One of them's the minister of music, and the other ones, I know they're heading the music department. And before that, Mr. Gary, before they joined the Andre Crouch Choir, they were actually a part of the Gary Paget Ensemble, which was a very popular group out here in Los Angeles back in the day. So they've all had long careers. We're talking about Ms. Vaughn, who's worked many of her years with Gladys Knight. That was her mainstay. She sang with Gladys for, I think, 20-something years.
Okay.
And then same with Patty Howard being with, I know she and Miss Vaughn and Miss Alfie were with Gino Vanelli, and then they went over to Andre Crouch, and then the Michael Jackson stuff and Madonna. But Miss Alfie and Miss Patty both sang throughout the Bodyguard years with Whitney Houston. So, you know, I love them for that, because all of the recordings that we hear, they're a part of it.
Fantastic.
And then I also have to give a, I'm sorry.
No, sorry,
I also
go
have
ahead.
to give a shout out to Tony and to Sasha Marie. Tony Walk and Sasha Marie, they also lend their voices. And Miss Valerie Dobie, who to me, they say her industry name is Little Aretha, but she can really, really go. That's the one that you heard close that video. Oh,
Okay.
I love her voice.
Lovely. So do you sing, Keyonne?
I do not professionally sing.
But you sing.
When I was younger, a lot of people would push me. Actually, the choir director at the church that I went to, he used to push me, Keyonne, you have a beautiful voice. You need to, use it and touch the people. No, I'm too nervous for all that. So, no, ma'am, I do not professionally sing.
Okay. So, anything else you want to share with us at this point, Keyonne?
I sure would.
Yes.
I think it's important to note that Power of Positive Music movement is not in any way, shape, form, or fashion trying to control anyone or to speak down on the current artists. What my goal is to actually inspire them and to educate them on the reach that they have as the artists. They're the ones that actually possess the talent, Mm-hmm. So we're just asking them to take that extra step back and say, you know what, I don't know who all this is going to impact. So let me make sure what I am putting out will impact whoever in a positive manner.
Right.
Not in a way, I hear so many stories from people now talking, because this has been my passion. And I talk to parents and they're saying, I even had a producer tell me, my son and I relationship is not what it used to be, because he's trying to live a lifestyle that I don't even know about, and it's all being influenced by this music. So that's why we say, think about the next generation, not just think about the quick money and all that this is hot, but how are you impacting people? You know, Whitney could have never known, I say this in the other video, Whitney could have never known that she would have touched this little boy from Mississippi, especially after her prime. This was after the Bodyguard, after all that I was formerly at the age, I would say I was at the age to be introduced to her and understand, her music and all that.
Right. This is a good segue into watching the next video when you talk about your introduction in regards to your wonderful mentor. So we can see that now.
All right.
Here because I guess you can say I was so deeply touched by Whitney Houston's life, but in a different way. So I was a little fan in Mississippi, growing up listening to her music, and I always found a common theme, positivity and love, and I lived my life based on that. And so now I've started an organization. Well, first of all, I want to go back and tell you all, I was a little crazy kid that would also call anybody that I wanted to reach out to, and Whitney was that one person. So I would always Google search, and I was like, I'm gonna find her number, One day I found her company's number. I called them. I left them a long message. I couldn't have been more than 13, 14, and I spilled my guts. And to my surprise, a few days later, they called me back. And I wasn't home, so they left me a message. And after years of always calling, because I always had to call in and check on my Whitney. Now, how Whitney doing? I ain't heard from her. No new songs. I thought something was coming out. What's going on? So she touched my life in such a profound way. And during that time, I also met Miss Patty Howard, who just embraced me along with David Nathan. And I learned so much from them while studying in college, learning the industry. And I had more respect for Whitney because of how she chose to go about her career in respect to song, lyrical content. You know, she really did want to put out songs about certain things. And she had options, but she chose that. And that's what I really think was able to catapult her to the top, because it was something that everybody could understand. Everybody could understand love, everybody could understand hurt, everybody could understand wanting to feel good, and that was her music. So the Power of Positive Music Movement, which is a company I founded last year, is built off that. You know, we have the music of today. You're not gonna be feeling happy once you get to listen to that. You're about ready to go fight. So, you know, I'm out here encouraging artists. First of all, this organization has 3 goals: implementing music programs in schools so that students can learn how to read music, play music properly, and use those skills to impact the lives of others. That's important. Secondly, is the lobbying against the FCC and what content they allow to be played over the airwaves. And thirdly is the Power of Positive Music Movement Festival that we've already started as of last year. So I'm saying that also to the students to say, use your platform to make positive music, because you never know who you're touching. Whitney could have never known the day that I flew into her arms. I actually got to meet her. I flew into her arms and told her how much I loved her and how much she impacted my lives. You students, you all have that platform. That's what artists do. So I wanted to say that as someone that was deeply impacted by Whitney as a fan, not worked in the capacity of these people. I had the pleasure of doing some work with them because of Patty, but it wasn't in that capacity. So as a fan, that's how Whitney touched my life.
Yeah, I want to encourage you all to.
Okay, lovely. So you shared in that what really stood out for me was when you said how you're going to teach them to write the music, read it, and play it. That is very important, because it's one thing to say have positive music, but how am I going to start doing the positive music? And with the right methods, it will just emerge naturally once you understand the whole concept from the beginning. You're like, yeah, that's exactly what it's all about. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And also it instills in them a work ethic. You have to work to learn how to play an instrument. You have to work to learn a song.
Exactly.
You know, so that goes all throughout life. You know, we have to have a work ethic to even do what we're doing. So if you instill that, the work ethic and determination in the young children, then you can't go wrong. Because if they're determined to do something, it's hard to stop somebody once they have that drive in them, you know? So I think that's important.
Lovely. So now, Keyonne, how could one reach you? If you want to give like a website and a phone number, that would be great.
Sure. Our website is powerofpositivemusicmovement.org. And you can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Lovely.
We have all those channels under Power of Positive Music Movement. All those links are also on our website. You can reach us at 818-201-2441, and our email is info@powerofpositivemusicmovement.org. Or if you want to email me personally, it's Keyonne at powerofpositivemusicmovement.org.
Excellent. So are you only in California, or are you in other places as well?
Right now, we're only in California.
For now.
For now. We're praying to be expanding all over. I mean, I think everybody could use some of what this concept has to offer.
Excellent. Yeah, I'd like to see it expand beyond California. And
you help me.
Of course, sure. We'll talk about that, yeah. But basically, what I see is that when you're teaching these young people, they can then become the beacons of sharing this throughout. I was having that conversation earlier with someone. I said, it doesn't stop with us. We have to be the one to share what we have with others, and then they become disciples, or they become the new beacons to carry the movement forward. And that's how it spreads. Absolutely. By keeping it just to ourselves and just in one place and thinking small. You have to think big so that many can get served in regards to whatever positive message that one has to get out. That's how it starts. Yes, that's how it starts. Now, Keyonne, what advice would you give to anybody who were thinking about doing something like this?
I will say no at the back of your mind and just in your heart that you are doing the right thing by doing something positive. Yes, this world is full of evil. Yes, you're going to get a lot of people that's going to tell you a lot of negative things,
Sure.
but you have to know for yourself that you're doing something right, and you just have to persevere. You can't stop. You have to have a drive, and that's the main thing I can tell people, because it's easy to get discouraged, but you just have to keep pushing, and then you will find what you'll end up doing is building you a community of nothing but positive people around you.
Correct.
So then all that negative stuff, it'll just go right over your shoulder, because you got a whole support system around you that's keeping you grounded and keeping you in a good place. So I would just say, don't change for anyone. Stay who you are and know that you're doing the right thing.
And
Doing something.
I'm glad you said that, Keyonne, because what you find is that you begin to attract that energy towards you. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because my circle of, I like to use the word confluence instead of influence, because nobody's influencing me but the one. And so my circle of confluence is that, because confluence means change, that has changed. So I have more people that are on that same level of wanting to do positive things, wanting to be more aware, wanting to be more spiritual and have that connection with that divine energy, God, whatever you want to call that divine one. And so you see it, and I know you see that in your own life, how you're attracting those people who are at that level of vibrating at that frequency.
Amen.
Yes.
So true.
Yes, exactly. So one person can make a difference.
Look what they did.
Exactly.
That was one person touched me, and if I can just touch one other person, then I feel like because they have the power and the ability to go out and touch, especially the musicians, touch thousands and millions of lives. So.
Right. And so...
And it depends on what you want your story to be.
Exactly.
Do you want your story to be a positive one or a negative one? Do you want people to come back and say, oh my God, because you made this, it changed my whole path in a positive way?
Right.
Or do you want, I went down that road, I tried that, and now I have regrets. So.
Exactly. And so, Keyonne, you certainly are that beacon of light and that beacon of hope. And many will be touched by your sharing your journey, what you went through, and how the amazing things that you've done. And so I want to personally say thank you. And we forget to thank people for the wonderful things that they're doing in their lives and sharing with others. So at this point, Keyonne, we are almost at the end of the show. And so I want to thank you for coming on. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. And so I'm going to thank my wonderful viewers for tuning in. So we will talk, Keyonne. Thank you again.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And to the wonderful viewers, your level of consciousness is the gateway to the future. Thank you.